What's the weirdest fetish you've ever heard of, or even tried? Guy I knew went out with a guy a couple of times. He was supposedly jacked and hot according to my friend. But he never really wanted to have sex. He just got off on filling pie crusts with whipped cream and lobbing them at my friend's bare ass. Hand to God. My ex had a weird fetish where she just sat there and didn't express a single thing she liked or wanted. I don't know if this is fetish per se, but once I dreamed of my partner taking me passionately in a countryside garden, under a trellis arch with hanging, ripe gourds. All around us was a bevy of flowers at their fullest bloom, fertile soil, lush vegetable leaves and fruits nearly bursting with juice on the trees. We've managed to enact it a few times only as we live in a city, but it's a massively intense fantasy that I like to imagine frequently. Except now whenever I see a gourd I get a little turned on, and he can't help but laugh. I once dated a woman who was into age play and rape play. She would talk in a higher pitch and behave innocently. I would humor her but always thought it was quite fucked up and a turn off. She also had an impregnation kink. This one I was the most chill about, but most of the times I'd tell her to take a plan B, too much adrenaline for me. Edit, just to clarify, we never role-played either of them at the same time. That is definitely too much. I want to be covered in various desserts while cross-dressed. Not like 1 or 2 pies, I'm talking massive amounts that leave me unrecognizable. I want pudding dumped over my head, cake batter poured into my panties and tights. I want whipped cream to fill my bra. I want to be pied mercilessly, begging for it to end but denied any reprieve. There was a podcast about the porn industry that I listened to a while back. One of the porn stars told a story of a commissioned video she made about once a year. The guy would mail her his stamp collection, and she would destroy it while belittling him on camera. That's it. Pretty sure the name of it was the butterfly effect based on a Google search, but I can't find it in my podcast app, so it may no longer be available. Edit, it's available for free on Audible. It's a 7-part series by John Ronson. No joke, I read this entire thing, all the comments, and now I feel like a nun in comparison, lol. I'm boring, actually. This thread made me realize that I'm boring. Rolling on the floor laughing. I guess flattening, like in cartoons when someone gets an anvil dropped on them. I think it kinda extends to cartoon physics / biology in general. Or blueberification, which is pretty much what it sounds like. You know the bit in Willy Wonka where the girl becomes blue and spherical and has to be juiced. I probably know more about fetishes than I should. They're interesting. I'm fairly vanilla myself though, ironically. Have you heard about the kink where the person lays under a glass coffee table and the other one poops on the table right above the person's face? Now that is out there a little ways. I was once a phone girl. It really is true that if it exists there is a fetish for it. I've heard all sorts of things. But honestly some things are better left to fantasy. The reality may be dangerous or illegal, but most often just disappointing. I suppose if I had a fetish it is pleasing others by playing in their fetish. I should have been a courtesan. LOL. But bringing pleasure to others and allowing them to fully embrace their fetish without judgment or fear is like watching a butterfly emerge. Acceptance leads to beautiful things. I want to be pissed on so badly but I'm not forward enough to ever bring it up and I'm too scared of being judged. Extreme ball stuff like putting them in a vice or having folks stand on them. Dude. Just why? Also penis humiliation. WTF. For me it's figging. Never tried it, but it's a fetish about placing a piece of ginger in your asshole. It supposedly gives you a burning sensation and it gets more intense the more time you let it in there. It originates from ancient Greece. My brother's girlfriend has a sister who dated someone with a fetish that was just kind of overall odd. He got turned on by a icebreaker gum. He was straight but if anyone was chewing that gum he would be turned and apparently finish from seeing people pop the gum. I think that the cuckold fetish is super weird and I didn't really enjoy it as much as my ex did. That and piss training. Edit, I'm not trying to shame people that enjoy those fetishes, I'm just expressing that I personally didn't enjoy them. Weirdest one I've tried, DVP. Not with another person, just used myself and a vibrator on my wife. It feels great and she enjoyed it. I really enjoy getting pissed on. My girl hates it but she will do it once in a blue moon. Face/mouth is for special occasions, but god the fucking feeling of it is unreal. Just smelling her piss is more than enough to get me hard. I'm waiting for the day she pisses all over a pair of panties so I can just smell her goodness for a few days. It quite or where the fuck it came from, but I can't stop now. I remember one time I was getting a handjob from my ex-girlfriend and her phone rang. She answered it because she was waiting for an important call, but she kept rubbing me off while she was talking. It was so hot to me, like her being busy and treating the handjob as something she was casually doing, and her having her attention somewhere else turned me on so much. That's when I found out I have a ignore me /uninterested /bored sex fetish. I once heard a story about a man whose fetish was fire and burns. He would put on a gimp suit, douse himself in some sort of petroleum gel, then set himself on fire. I've had multiple girls now ask me to come inside them, lick my own cum out of them, then spit it into their mouths. I'm yet to try it just because I don't want cum in my mouth. I let somebody call me daddy. She liked doing it and it never turned me off. It didn't turn me on, but it was only while we were doing the deed. It would help her come a few times more, so I never stopped her. If I had a choice in the future I would say no. But if it helps her come then I'm not against it. I still don't get how it turned her on more though. Edit, grammar and clarification for my sanity. Here's a slightly more wholesome one. And it's mine, lol. Being laughed at, but not in the derogatory way. In the we're friends and I love you but you're a dumbass way. Makes me fluster beyond belief. I play D&D every week with a bunch of Kingsters. We've known each other for like half a decade. Yes, they know this about me, and yes, they use it XD. This is a friend of a friend story. Kid found an ad on Craigslist, this was a long time ago, asking for someone to stand on them. Like, the guy would lay down on the floor, nude, and this kid would just stand on his chest while the dude got his rocks off. Apparently paid very well and they'd chill afterwards and have sandwiches. Farts. Some lady had to be hospitalized BC she was farting too much to put in jars to sell. Then she made NFTs of them. I still don't understand. I don't know if it's weird but it's a bit odd. I like teeth. Specifically I like to rub the tops of molars. I have no idea why though. And it's not the same for my own teeth. I've eaten poop. Didn't ask or want for it. No bother. I've swallowed period blood. In the moment, didn't mind. Not fetish but you take of your partner. There are comics about women growing into giants. Like WTF. Following that up, women swallowing people whole and looking like swollen blobs. Like what the actual fuck? I don't like to kink shame, but I need to know the psychology of these people.